morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on June 28th, 2023. It is Wednesday. That's hump day. You know what that means. Just a few more days in the week. I am coming to you today to give you the motivation, inspiration, and information you need to achieve your fitness, weight loss, and health goals. It's all in the mindset, and it's all taking advantage of all the opportunities that you have and doing the things that you need to do each and every day, step by step, little by little, inching closer and closer to those goals that you have. And I'm here to help you out with that stuff. Hey, I hope that you're having a wonderful week. I talked to you earlier this week about focusing on parenthood and talking to parents and, really reaching out to parents. I know if you're struggling to make that commitment of getting fit and healthy and reaching that next level and prioritizing your health and fitness, I want to encourage you to join my group. Go to homegymhustleheroes.com/join. You can also feel free to go ahead and use the link that's in the comments. I've got the comment right there. You can join, sign up. Every Monday and Friday, we get together and do a little group workout. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes we have 3 or 4 people. Sometimes, in the future, we're probably going to have dozens of people. I want you to join in, and I want you to be part of it. It's going to be exciting. It's always fun, and it's a great way to kick off and end your week. A lot of people have a really hard time with that first initial push, sticking to those commitments, building those habits, doing that step-by-step work, and I want to encourage you to be part of that. I really do. So today I just want to come and talk to you about something kind of cool. I got a magazine recently that's kind of like one of those magazines. They have a lot of these magazines on Amazon now that are kind of self-published, and they're a little bit outside of kind of the mainstream publishing world. And the main reason for that is like the mainstream magazine publishing stuff. I don't know if you know this or not, but like they're all just big conglomerates that have just been bought and bought and bought and bought. And they've all kind of got the same information, the same data. Once upon a time, back in the the heydays of magazines, they were all independent magazines, and they all had independent writers and independent journalists, and they would all come up with different things. And one magazine would be, would have one perspective, and another magazine would have a different perspective. But now they're like all the same thing. They're all this like homogenous, gel of the same thing. So I like to kind of surf around the internet and look around on Amazon and try to find some alternative information sources in this one cool magazine. And I'll probably talk a little bit more about it as I read a little bit more. It's got some really interesting stuff in it, some kind of interesting modern takes on things that I kind of lean into. Some of it is kind of, far out kind of stuff. But the more far out stuff that I've been looking into, the more I'm thinking maybe that's really the way to go. And this one had an interesting article on building a circadian rhythm, which I'm a big believer in. I think that it takes time to properly build your circadian rhythm, and modern life has kind of messed up your circadian rhythm. And like I say, especially for parents. So if you're a parent and you're having a difficult time because of lack of sleep, or, getting into a regular routine and stuff because of your kids' routines. Maybe they stay up late, they like to watch TV late. Those are really bad habits that you do not want your kids to get into. I will tell you that right now. So if you've got kids and you let them stay up and watch screens all night long, you let them stay up till, 11, 12 o'clock and fall asleep watching TV or something like that, or especially like phones and tablets and stuff, that stuff's really, really bad for your circadian rhythm. I really want to encourage you, if you've got kids, to help them to build the proper habits of, setting like at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever the time would be, to turn off your tablets, turn off screens, to get away from them so that you can get prepared for sleep. And, along those same lines, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Same thing applies to you. You don't need to be staring at screens until you fall asleep at night. That's not good for you. It's not healthy, and it's not going to help you out in the long run. What you want to do is be able to, I go to bed around 10 o'clock, somewhere between 10 and 11 every night. And the thing that I focus on is usually about 9:30 or so. Turn the screens off, turn the phones off. Sometimes I watch a little TV up until bedtime or whatever. But my day's so physically active that I don't have any difficulty in falling asleep. So You do, and you got blue light blockers and all kinds of other stuff. But really, what you want to do is like a half hour, at least a half hour before bed. And again, if you're younger, it's probably even better, like an hour before bed, to get off the screens. If you want to read something, make it paper. Um, you know, Turn down your lights. Set the mood for proper sleep. And in this magazine, one of the things that it was talking about in that regard is not only the sleep time routine for building your circadian rhythm, but it's also the wake up routine. And it talks about this thing called grounding, which is something I'm not familiar with. So, grounding is the idea of letting your skin touch the ground. Now, again, some of this stuff is kind of woo woo stuff. I don't know if but like over the last decade or so, a lot of stuff that I thought was kind of woo woo fantasy, like hippy dippy type stuff, has turned out to be pretty true. So, I'm willing to give it a shot. But the idea is there's like a magnetic field around the earth, and letting your skin kind of touch it directly will, kind of realign your electrons or something like that, or your chakras. I don't know exactly. But the idea is you skin to earth touching every morning when you first wake up. You take that time and you take some quiet time, some meditation time. You walk with your bare feet on grass, on dirt, your skin actually touching the earth. Move around, deep breathing, drink your coffee, that type of thing. So, hey, you know what? I thought I'm going to try that out, see what happens. So all this week, I wake up in the morning and I do a little bit of reading, and then I go outside as soon. And one of the tricks with it is you're supposed to do it first thing as the sun rises. So it's basically like as the sun rises, then you're out in nature, you're walking in your bare feet, and you're touching the earth, and the sun, the initial UV rays are hitting you, and it's like this natural nature bath kind of a concept. And then, as I was thinking about this, I got to thinking about, what that sounds a lot like to me? That sounds a lot like going camping. Because when I go camping, nothing is better than nothing. You don't feel more like alive and woken up, awake, than when you're camping and those first rays start to come into your tent, and like you wake up and you stretch. And you might have flip-flops on, you might be barefoot, but you don't have boots or shoes or anything like that. And you're kind of walking around and kind of, stretching, and you get that cool air on you, and like that, it makes you feel so alive. It makes you feel so awake. Getting all that together, that is a cool feeling. And I'm like reading this article on grounding, and I'm thinking that's what that sounds like to me. So I'm giving it a shot for the next month or so. Every morning after I read and everything, I'm walking out barefoot for 10 minutes, drinking my coffee, kind of meditating. I'm not really meditating exactly because it's just kind of walking around and doing some deep breathing and stuff like that. So I'm going to give that a shot. And I want you to give it a shot. I want you to think about it, and then let me know what you think. Again, even if you're not going to do anything like that, sleep and circadian rhythms and planning and putting all that stuff together is very important, especially if you have kids. Modeling that behavior for your kids, encouraging your kids to, put down the tablets, especially if they're teenagers, which I know is an absolute nightmare. But to get them to get away from the screens before bed, to get them without, it's not just the light and everything from the screens, but it's also the information that they're consuming, and their brains are working on it, trying to get to sleep, and they're worried about all this stuff that they just saw on social media, and that's what their brains are kind of churning on. So I really encourage you to get away from that kind of stuff, to get into nature, to get into nature baths and breathing and being outdoors and feet to grass and touching nature and being a part of nature, and see how it makes you feel. Let me know what you think. Send me a message or drop me a comment. Let me know how this practice would help you, what you think of it. Give it a try. See if it gives you that little burst of energy. And again, I want to encourage you, if you need that extra push, that extra bit of motivation to get started, we do every Mondays and Fridays, we do a free Zoom class. We do 20 to 30 minutes. You can pop on, just use the link in the comments, homegymhustleheroes.com/join. Join up. You also get my welcome kit that's got some information on getting started. And if you're a busy parent and you're struggling with just getting started, just finding the time to work that in, this is exactly what you need to get started. So really encourage you, click the link, join up. I'll see you Monday, and I'll see you on Friday. And have a great day. I'll see you again on Friday. Bye-bye for now. Have a wonderful day.